Hey everybody, this is TJR, and hanging out with me is Superfan.
Hey, everybody.
And so we got another drop of two advanced singles for the upcoming Revolver Super Deluxe Edition. Again, it's two session tracks. We generally speaking, every time they do one of these, they do three drops. But in this one, we've actually got two tracks within this drop. However, I can see why, because one of them is extremely short, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But first up is a rendition of "Got to Get You Into My Life." It is entitled "Got to Get You Into My Life," second version, unnumbered mix, mono. And so this was kind of an interesting one to hear. "Got to Get You Into My Life," I have to admit, not one of my, I don't hate the song, but it's not one of my absolute favorite Beatle tracks.
I would agree with that. It's great, but
It's a good song, but it's not one of my favorite ones. This one here, of course, the first thing you'll notice is there's no horns. Instead, you have an electric keyboard substituting the horn lines. The ba da ba 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 da ba ba. We have a keyboard doing that. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would say is that the opening electric guitar line that opens the song, I would say I like the sound of it better on this alternate version than what was on the final version, because it has just to me just a bit grittier, ballsier sound. So I kind of like that. But after that, I would say that I like the final version better, although there are some interesting things about listening to this. I can see where if they'd continued to pursue this version, it would have been a bit harder of a song. It would have had probably a harder edge. I can also hear where it probably would have sounded more psychedelic as well. I think this version would have been worth pursuing to keep trying to add more to it. We're listening to work in progress stuff. Though I'm happy with the final version that we got on the album. It's there's nothing wrong with it. Just was never one of my absolute favorite Beatle tracks, but still a good track nonetheless. And this alternate version, I think, is fun to listen to. It's just kind of cool in certain ways. It has its advantages, but overall, between the two, I like the final album version better than this unfinished version. Once again, always keep in mind that it is an unfinished version. So we have that. And then secondly, we have another track here, very quick. And this is one that I had read about prior to this release. And it is an early version of Yellow Submarine. It is entitled Yellow Submarine, Songwriting Work Tape, Part 1, Mono. And
also known as John Lennon's Pity Party.
that's the first thing Superfan heard as we were listening to this prior to setting up to film this. She said, "Is this John Lennon's Pity Party song?" And I just started laughing at that. I'm surprised they even called it Yellow Submarine. I think they should have just entitled this
John Lennon's Pity Party.
No, I think they should have titled it "No One Cares" or "No One Cared," because that's what he keeps saying. Basically the melody is familiar. He says, in the town that I was born, no one cared, no one cared. And he talks about different things that he grew up with and says, no one cared, no one cared. And it's only a minute. It's very sad. It's very melancholy. And it is one of four alternate versions that we'll get as bonus tracks. So there's a second one. If you look at the track listing for this release, there's one that follows it entitled Yellow Submarine, Songwriting Work Tape Part 2, Mono. And hearing Part 1 has made me more curious to hear what Part 2 will sound like, to see where it evolves from that point. But very brief, only a minute. But it is interesting to hear how very differently this started from where it ended up. First beginning as something very melancholy and sad. And so I really want to know what happened with that second work tape. How much further did they go in that direction, or did they completely start changing gears at that point? Anyways, though, but certainly, certainly worth checking out. So this is probably going to be the last advanced track we'll receive because the Super Deluxe Edition comes out next weekend. But just wanted to quickly react to it here. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think of these? And please share in the comments. As always, if you like these videos, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon. And also, thank you, patron supporters.
You are fierce and mighty.
You are indeed, and you are greatly appreciated. That is why I make exclusive weekly videos for patrons. They receive those every weekend on Sundays. And thank you so much for being a patron supporter. If you'd like to be a patron supporter, go to patreon.com/TJR, the original. And everybody, thank you so much for making it to the end. Gonna have to make this a quick video because there's a lot going on right now. I'll talk more about that later, but just wanted to do a quick reaction and hope you all stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.